I think when the same fights keep happening, when you feel misunderstood, no matter how carefully you try to explain yourself, it can be easy to conclude that the problem is bigger than that same old fight that keeps happening. Here's what I've learned after 2 decades of watching couples navigate this question. Most of the time, what looks like a compatibility problem is actually a family imprint collision. Let me give you an example. I remember working with David and Lisa. They came to me convinced they were incompatible. He was a planner, she was spontaneous, he needed structure, she needed freedom, complete opposites. They'd been trying for years to meet in the middle, but it always felt like compromising meant someone was losing. But when we started exploring their family histories, something really different emerged. David grew up in chaos. His parents were completely unpredictable. Money was unstable. The rules changed depending on mom's mood. As a child, he learned that safety meant creating some kind of structure. In having a schedule he could count on, that was how he managed his anxiety. Now, Lisa, she grew up in rigidity. Her childhood was overscheduled, every moment accounted for. No room for spontaneity or exploration, no room to follow what her interests were. After school, she'd be shuttled off to a series of all these activities. She was always on the go. Looking at a full calendar literally made her chest feel tight. So when David wanted to plan the fun weekend away, his body was trying to create the safety that he never had. And when Lisa resisted that plan, her body was trying to protect some freedom that she had fought so hard to claim. Neither of them is wrong. They're both responding to old needs that made perfect sense given where they'd come from. Once they understood this, the question shifted. It was no longer, are we compatible? It became something more about creating a relationship that honors both needs without making the other person feel wrong or even unsafe. Once they started seeing this as two different survival strategies that had been trying to coexist all these years, they could really find the deeper truth of how much they loved each other and wanted to find a way to stay together. Maybe you'd like ongoing support in understanding more of these patterns. Then you can join my Sunday Relationship Tips newsletter. Every week, one clear insight about what's really happening underneath the conflict.